Hi, this is Lucy at the Paper Niche. I'm here today to show you how to make some cardstock flowers out of a 6-petal punch. For this tutorial, you're going to need your cardstock. For purposes of teaching, I'm going to use a plain beige cardstock, a punch that has 6 petals. Any size is good. Obviously, the bigger the punch, the easier it is going to be to make the flower. But you can go as small as, I think this is 1/2 inch, as large as 3 inches, depending on your punch or the supplies that you have in hand. You're going to need tweezers. You're going to need either a toothpick or a dowel, some kind of an item to roll your leaves with, scissors, and ink. Okay, so the first step is picking out your cardstock and punching your flowers. You're going to need 3 flowers to make one full cardstock rose like this one. Okay, so after you've punched them out, you're going to ink them and distress them in any way you want. In this case, I'm using a dark brown chalk ink, and I'm going to ink all the petals, front and back. Okay, once you've inked all your petals, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to curl those petals under. You can go crazy with this and curl them all the way. Some people, like their flowers to be very rounded. I really don't. Mine are more closed than open, So you just curl those leaves. Okay, so there are my 3 layers. Okay, so on the first petal, you're going to pick a space between 2 petals and cut halfway through the flower. Not all the way, just halfway through. Second petal, you're going to take out a petal. So just like the first, halfway through, and then you're going to remove 1 petal completely. Save that little piece, you're going to need it. Then on the third petal, you're going to remove 2. So it's none, 1, and 2. And take that piece out, you're going to need that also. So this is what your 3 petals should look like. Now you're going to glue them. Put a dot of glue. That was too much, but we'll fix it. Okay. And then you're going to take the first one, which has no petals taken out. That's going to be your base. So you're going to take it and you're going to form a cone. See? It's going to look like, kind of like a little triangle. And like I said, you want those leaves really out there. You can use your fingers and just, manipulate them. Now in this one, since it's going to be the base for your flower, you're going to take some Eileen's tacky glue and put it down in there and leave it there while you're working on your other 2. Put that one aside. Now this one, you're going to do the same thing you did to the first, except it's going to be smaller. You're going to take those leaves. Oops, this one came off. I know it's hard to see. And the first one you make is going to be a little awkward. But once you get used to doing it, you can pop these out. Not a problem. They're very, very easy. By the way, I learned this on a website. Her name is Gabrielle Pollock. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's called Such a Pretty Mess. And she has, she shows you in her layouts how she does these. And they're gorgeous. Now all 3 have been folded. And all 3 are little cones. Now, in order for you to, oh, this one's coming off too. In order for you to fit this in there, you're going to have to cut off the bottom. And I'll show you how to do that. Don't be afraid of cutting into these. If you mess it up, you can just punch another one. So, you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut off the bottom. You're going to open it back up You're gonna lay it inside. You're gonna lay it inside that one with all the glue inside it. And it's just gonna sit in there. Let's turn that around. Now this last one, which is almost the center of your flower.
Oh, baby, this should be my camping picture.
This, see, it's gonna lay right in there. And you know, you can play with it, squish it down, whatever. Try to make it so that the leaves don't cover each other. Okay, now you're gonna take these two little pieces. This is gonna be the center of your flower. So with your fingers, kind of sort of start manipulating it. Then you're gonna take either your toothpick or whatever round tool you decide to use. I use a toothpick, and you're just gonna roll it. And I'll show you in a minute. It's gonna look something like this. Obviously it's gonna sit into the flower, so you're gonna cut that off too, the end. Put that aside. Now this is the tricky one. This one you're gonna take it, and one side you're gonna roll it into itself. The other side you're going to curl opposite. So you're kind of sort of making a little S, which if you look at a real rose, they have their petals as they start unfolding, they look a lot like this. If you miss this step, your rose is not going to look like a rose. So that's going to sit inside also, and you're going to cut the bottom off of that one too. And like I said, this is all practice. The more you make these, the better you get at them. And they're actually very, very easy to make. So once you have it looking somewhat what you think it should look like, then you're going to take it and you're going to put it inside your flower. And you're going to fit it in there. And then you're going to take the center, right side up, of course, and you're going to put that in there also. Try to fit it in there. And there is your rose. Now, if you don't like the way it looks, you could take that out and put it back in. As long as the glue is still drying, you can keep playing with it. Obviously, the bigger flowers are going to be easier. This is pattern paper that I used. And there's the 3 layers. This is the new Tim Holtz Alteration die. It's got flowers on it. There's a 6-petal flower in there. Now let's say you only have one punch. Like this was my one and only 6-flower punch. What I did was I punched a piece of cardstock and I put it in my copier and I enlarged it to 150%. Then I took this and I made some copies of it on cardstock. I cut those out, and that's how I got all the different sizes that you see here. And you can do this with any paper. This is the Girls Papery. It's like a notebook type paper. These are dictionary pages. If you look at my birdhouse from this month's design team kit, these are all these flowers that you see on my birdhouse. And on one of my layouts, all of these are made in the same fashion. So you could really pretty much use anything to make these flowers, any type of paper. It's not limited to just cardstock. And like I said, after you make the first couple, it gets very, very, very easy. You can just make one after the other very, very easily. Well, thanks again for joining us here at the Paper Niche for our tutorials. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see what you guys make with your flowers. Have a good one.